What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got he won 2 Super Bowls and ruined his life. Now, by the thumbnail, bro, I'm guessing this is about Kadarius Toney, about him strangling bitches, bro. Oh my gosh, let's go ahead and check this shit out. Cause I heard this shit yesterday.
Put his hand around the victim's throat and squeezed. Super Bowl champion Kadarius Toney is accused of strangling a woman at a home in Douglasville. He also accused of taking the woman's phone to stop her from calling 911. Deputies arrested the
like, bro, what? Like, what's up with athletes beating on women, bro? Like, this is like a common thing happening every single year, bro. This shit gotta stop. This shit gotta stop.
Speed run ruining your life over the past year and a half. I mean, it started while he was
nigga went from a first-round pick to getting traded, becoming a 2-time Super Bowl champion. It's now beating on women. Like, bro, I never understood that shit.
We may get some slower news in the coming months, but a lot of you guys have been requesting for me to jump into baseball content, and we're finally doing it. We're giving away copies of MLB The Show to any subscriber that turns on their.
When does MLB season start again? I'm definitely gonna react to some games. I ain't gonna lie. Probably not, definitely not all of them, because MLB season is way too fucking long, bro. Like, real shit, gang. We're going to skip that.
And I finally did it this past week. And if you don't believe,
alright, bro, come on.
The New York Giants were in a very tough situation. They were hoping that Devontae Smith would fall into their laps with the 11th overall pick before the Dallas Cowboys decided to screw them over, letting the Philadelphia Eagles trade to the 10th overall pick in order to select Devontae Smith. Now, the New York Giants ironically promised Micah Parsons to draft him if he fell to them, which he did at the 11th pick.
Nah, that's crazy.
They told me if I fell to 11 that they was going to pick me.
You lying.
I swear.
I don't believe that.
That's why I punched.
Oh, yeah, and also, Michael Parsons finna get traded too? Like, bro, what is going on this offseason, gang? Like, if he gets traded, oh my gosh, I'm losing my shit. I'm losing my shit, bro.
To get a brand wide receiver that they decided to trade down all the way to the 20th pick, allow Chicago to trade up to the 11th pick for Justin Fields and select Kadarius Toney. Now, coming out of Florida, Kadarius Toney was a very unique prospect. He's the typical prospect that had all the athletic ability in the world and was compared to the likes of Tyreek Hill, primarily because he was 5'11" and ran a 4.37 40-yard dash at the combine, and the fact that he was a little controversial off of the football field. So this drew direct parallels to Tyreek Hill. Now, with the New York Giants, Kadarius Toney had an okay season for
Toney
the
had
Giants.
so much potential,
in his
bro.
First season, he started in 4 games, had 420 yards and no touchdowns. In his second season, he wasn't really utilized very much, and then the Giants decided to cut their losses, trading him to the Kansas City Chiefs for a 3rd-round pick. And at the time, people made fun of this trade for the Giants, but the Giants would actually trade this 3rd-round pick for Darren Waller eventually, which didn't work out for the Giants. But hey, that was a
damn. So that was a lose for the damn Giants, huh? Because Toney got a ring.
Chiefs fans were excited at the prospect of Kadarius Toney being their brand new wide receiver 1. I mean, he drew parallels to Tyreek Hill. He was known for being fast. Andy Reid historically has taken chances on players with troubled histories, and oftentimes it does pay off, like in the case of Michael Vick when he was with the Philadelphia Eagles. And in this particular case, it seemed like Kadarius Toney was a breath of fresh air for the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, in the regular season, he wasn't that prolific, but he was instrumental in their Super Bowl 57.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Ain't this the record for the longest punt return in Super Bowl history?
And also catching a 4th-quarter touchdown that helped the Chiefs get the lead versus the Philadelphia Eagles for the first time.
Get back a motherfucker though
for Kadarius Toney, because in a short season he was already proven to be instrumental with the Chiefs. Now that he's had an offseason with Patrick Mahomes and he is teaming up with arguably the best quarterback in the NFL, who desperately needs a wide receiver.
Not no more, bro.
Him to have
he's not the best QB anymore.
But in his next season with the Chiefs, it seems like Kadarius Toney was just a terrible wide receiver. I mean, this man was memed mercilessly for his inability to catch the football, going all the way back to the very first week of the 2023 season, where he had 4 drops in a game, including 2 major drops that could have put the Kansas City Chiefs in a position to win. He had 1 reception for a single yard and 1 carry for -1 yard. Throughout the entire season, Kadarius Toney did not look like a good football player. And the thing is, if you're a player that is often controversial off of the field, field, teams will put up with you if you're talented enough. And there's a fine
is
balance
facts,
that
though.
needs to be achieved in order for this to happen. I mean, Antonio Brown in the latter part of his career, incredibly talented wide receiver, but he was so damn crazy that no team wanted to deal with it. Tyreek Hill may oftentimes go on a podcast and say some weird stuff that he shouldn't say.
Tua or Pat Mahomes. As far as accuracy-wise, I'm going with Tua all day.
Or even demand a trade at the end of the season.
I mean, for me, like I said, man,
Oh yeah, nigga, I done forgot all about this nigga about to get traded too. Like, yo, it's way too much going on at one time, bro. Every single superstar player is getting traded for some reason.
I'm opening the door, like I'm out, bro.
But when healthy, he is one of the best wide receivers in the entire
In fact,
NFL.
and when he got an
The Dolphins
actual
put
good
up with
quarterback
it.
throwing him
In
the ball,
case
too.
of Kadarius Toney, he was just taking the low-hanging fruit every single time a fan was trolling him online.
You talking about Miss Danny Jones?
Oh, I remember this.
I can show you the call log. He calling me, blowing me up. Nigga. He talking about you ain't slid on no block. You ain't pulled up on me yet. You ain't talking about shit within my DM. Pull up and shit the fuck up.
And this wouldn't even be the only incident. I mean, he
This
would
nigga
go
need
off
help,
on
bro.
his former team and burn a bridge.
Many New York fans mad at me, like I really give a like I don't know.
Bro, really trolling, just in the dark and letting the diamonds glisten,
Made my
gang.
move, went with my move and made some out of it. Now I got this ring. Niggas mad. Y'all can't get mad because it ain't no blue ring. It's a red one with a K and a C in that bitch. And I love them folks.
And he would respond to unknown Giants fans. I mean, Kadarius Toney just can't seem to
You gotta
let go
chill,
of the
bro.
fact that
Like,
Joe King
like
didn't
Giants
win it.
fans know that they control this nigga, and they gonna get a fucking response, gang. So,
ID
like,
Gaff about
Tony, you
Joe
gotta
the
chill,
Giants.
nigga.
Spoke on me and I responded, oh yeah, and the comments don't make you tough, goofy. Let me stop playing with you before I get in trouble. That wouldn't stop Kadarius Toney from making threats to fans. And then eventually Kadarius Toney would claim that he was hacked after this clip of him went viral calling this girl fat. And this is before we showed
Yo!
you more highlights. He messed up one of the greatest touchdowns of last season just by stepping
Nah, that shit
offsides.
was crazy.
His drops have turned into interceptions before. So eventually Andy Reid realized that with Kadarius Toney, the juice just wasn't worth the squeeze. To be honest, he's right. He was never able to fulfill his potential despite Mahomes being his quarterback. He never took the opportunity that was given to him. So last May, the Chiefs decided to decline the fifth-year option on Toney's contract before releasing him in August. Now, Toney would get one last opportunity, but the situation wasn't necessarily
Cleveland
great.
Browns?
He would sign with the Cleveland Browns practice squad, and following their trade of
Yeah.
Amari Cooper to the Bills, he was given one more opportunity, getting promoted on December.
Then he had a
7th
fun.
to the
Didn't he like
Bills.
muff a
He would
punt or
have
some
an
shit?
Opportunity to at least be a solid punt returner, but you cannot make this up. In his very first game, with the game out of reach, with the Browns down by 2
Yo,
scores,
this shit was funny. I didn't even know this was him until somebody said it in my comments,
This was
bro.
hysterical because it's like the Browns saw this and were like,
Nope, we don't want this. We're fine.
and then cut him.
Typical
immediately
Browns
after.
move, though,
So
gang.
Kadarius Toney went from a first-round pick to getting traded to a Super Bowl contender to winning 2 Super Bowls with said contenders, having the opportunity to be the wide receiver one of the best quarterback in the NFL to out of the league. And now it gets even worse because according to TMZ, Kadarius Toney has ruined his life. NFL's Kadarius Toney is arrested.
Nigga
Cops say
turn
that
into the
he allegedly
tattletale
strangled a
strangler.
woman.
That might be
What
that
the
might be my
hell happened
title of
to
the
my
vid,
man's
bro. I ain't gonna
hairline?
lie.
I mean, take a look at
Oh
this
my
mugshot.
gosh.
According to police documents,
Yeah, it's about time for that nigga to
former
cut that
Kansas City
nappy ass
Chiefs
shit, I ain't
wide
gonna lie.
receiver was accused of putting his hand around a woman's throat during a dispute at a Georgia residence on January 14th and squeezing with enough force to cause her to be unable to breathe. Okay, I know this might be up because what Kadarius Toney is doing here allegedly is truly horrible, but I just have to ask, how do you strangle someone when you don't have hands? The docs state that the alleged attack left the woman with
Never make
marks on
that
her
joke
neck,
again, my
a
nigga.
petechial
Oh my
hemorrhaging in her eyes. Oh my
Yeah.
god. So for those of you guys that don't know what that is, it's a small pinpoint sized red or purple spot that appear on the skin or mucous membranes due to bleeding under the capillary. So he squeezed her so hard that he caused redness in her eyes.
Oh,
Warrants for Toney's
shit.
arrests were issued on January 15th, and jail records we obtained showed that the 26-year-old was thrown behind bars in a Douglas County facility on February 6th on one charge of aggravated assault, strangulation, and one charge of obstructing/harassing 911 calls. The records show the 26-year-old bond was set at $25,000 on each account. So at this point, there's no chance that Toney gets back into the league. It's
Nah,
so
for real,
sad
bro.
to see
His
this
career is
stuff.
over with,
no,
bro.
I don't feel bad for him because if these allegations are true, then he is obviously a piece of shit. But that aside, you guys know me. I see so many individuals, it doesn't even have to be in the NFL, it could be outside the NFL, it could be in your day-to-day life, that are starving for an opportunity, hungry for a chance at greatness, hungry at a chance to set themselves up for generational wealth, or even establish a good, solid living. And some individuals go their entire life without this opportunity. And here's Kadarius Toney, who got presented a remarkable opportunity to be part of a dynasty, to make some really good money if he was able to be a solid wide receiver one for Mahomes. Not only did he lack discipline and not lock in, but his hothead got him into jail and probably out of the league for good. And honestly, good riddance at this point. There have been so many opportunities given to this man, and he is just squandered.
Yo, what the hell?
It's sad to see this happen.
Oh yeah,
We
bro.
make
This
content
nigga
as a
crashed
reminder
up.
to count your blessings, don't squander great opportunities that are given to you, and most importantly, don't be a piece of shit that lays his hand on a woman. Let me know what you
Like
guys
real
think
shit.
about this in the comments.
Like, bro, I
section.
can never
Aside
respect a
from
nigga
that,
who
I don't
puts
know
his
if
hand
you
on a
heard,
woman,
the
bro.
New York
Like, real
Jets are
shit.
releasing Aaron Rodgers. We have a whole separate video. I'll leave that in the end screen. And aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.
Yo, bro, this shit is crazy. Like, nigga, bro, like, I've never seen more of a crazier down spiral of a career since AB. I ain't gonna lie, gang. Like, nigga, bro, putting your hand on a woman, or like, that's got to be like the most down bad shit you can do as a nigga. Like, real shit, bro. Like, the only time I'll say it's okay to put your hands on a woman is if she, you know what I'm saying, is constantly provoking you and attacking you. You know what I'm saying? If she's being the aggressor. You know what I'm saying? To the point where you feel threatened enough, you know what I'm saying, to put your hands on her. I feel like that's probably like the only time that where it's necessary. You know what I'm saying? But, yo, bro, I want to know what you guys think, though, down in the comments below. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know what other NFL videos I'm going to react to. Without further ado, I'm out.
I'ma make them feel me, make them people when they show me. And if you don't know me, I'ma make sure that you know me. I hate to say it, but I really think I'm broke. But I know I'm chosen, I really know I'm chosen. I know I'm chosen. I was just lost a year ago, but now I'm focused. When good at sports, this microphone can be my trophy. Not taking drugs, I found a better way of coping.